Next one is Matt Gohausen. He is the Director of Business Intelligence for Optiv. All right.
Thanks, Billy. Good afternoon. So just a little bit about Optiv. We are a security solutions integrator. And basically what that means is we enable clients to reduce risk by taking a strategic approach to cybersecurity. So with hundreds of partnerships with product manufacturers and hundreds of in-house cybersecurity experts, we can cover the whole suite of services for our clients, from technology to strategy and everything in between. So the use case I want to talk about today is a little simpler than some of the other ones, but it came up in our sales organization a while back. Basically, our sales leaders were looking for another method of measuring rep performance, sales rep performance, outside of simply hitting quota. So they're looking for something a little more predictive, something that they could share with the reps to help them identify areas of improvement and set them up for the future. So in short, basically we were looking to arm our sales reps with the data they needed to be successful. So the method we came up for doing this was to create a rep scorecard. We had a plethora of data already in in Domo, that we could use. So it was just a matter of developing a scorecard and sharing that with our sales reps. The only problem was that at that time we did not have licenses for our reps. So we only had licenses for the sales leaders, and no budget to add additional licenses. So after kind of doing a little bit of research, we came up with a solution for that in the form of social users. So for anyone that's not familiar with the social user concept, it's basically a free but very limited and stripped down view of Domo. So with that in mind, we set out to deliver rep scorecards to all of our reps. So the process for this was fairly simple. It was just a matter of developing the scorecard and then kind of doing the work on the back end to be able to get it out to the reps. So using all of that great data that we already had in Domo, we're able to dig in and look at our most successful sales reps and identify the metrics that were most indicative of their success, while at the same time also determining relevant targets for each of those metrics. And with that analysis done, we were able to start creating the cards and visualizations in Domo. The main thing that we kept in mind while doing this was to keep them as simple as possible, with the thinking that the simpler they are, the more likely the reps are to comprehend them and utilize them. And also for anyone that's had any experience with social users or scheduled reports, the limitations inherent there are pretty much require simple cards. From there, we just had to add all of the reps into Domo as social users. And then this is kind of the big one, create a PDP policy so that when we sent these rep scorecards out, they would only receive data relevant to themselves. And then finally, just schedule those as scheduled reports. So for us, the metrics we were looking at were not changing significantly on a regular basis. So it ended up being a monthly send, but that will, whatever metrics you use will determine how often you're going to want to send them. So finally, with the scorecards out there in the hands of the reps, our regional directors were able to use those as a tool to help manage their reps and coach them. And of course, we gathered feedback from everyone during the process and kept reevaluating the metrics and targets to make sure we were still on track. So the scorecards were very well received by both sales leaders as well as sales reps. Sales reps, for the first time, had data and insights that they never had access to before. So you can see some examples there of kind of what they look like in both a laptop and mobile form. And then sales leaders just had another tool that they could use to help set their reps up for success. So we also, in addition to the scorecards, we created a summary table so that the sales leaders could see how each of their reps stacked up within each metric and kind of determine who was succeeding in certain metrics and try to use that to help the people that were underachieving. So the results. In utilizing Domo's social users and scheduled reports, basically we were able to take advantage of the free services that Domo has to offer, adding over 350 additional users to our instance without any additional cost. Again, the caveat there is it is limited, but for certain use cases like this one, it's a great solution. Secondly, our sales leaders were able to start managing by the metrics more, with the metrics in the hands of the reps, and the sales leaders able to compare reps across all of those metrics. They use those in their one-on-ones to help coach up the reps and drive improved performance. And then finally, just from a bigger point of view, it was just another step in Optiv's evolution to becoming a more data-driven organization. So we continue to identify additional use cases and groups to utilize the social user scheduled report concept. And at the end of the day, we're not going to let license limitations prevent us from sharing actionable data. Thanks.